Hello, my name is Mauricio Sulaimán, president of the WBC. I'm wearing my cowboy jacket that Rex Walker, the cowboy, gave to me, and we are celebrating 250 years of the independence of the United States. The United States is a country with most world champions, almost 500 world champions. The most fights of world championship have been taking place in the United States. And of course, he's a leader in everything that has to do with humanity, especially boxing. There have been so many great moments of boxing in the United States. I've been asked which are my top 10. So I made a list, but it is hard to put from 1 to 10 or 1 to 20. There have been so many moments that have changed the history of the sport for the betterment. One, I'm going to go back early in the 1900s, Jack Johnson. He just became the first black heavyweight champion in the heavyweight division. And they wanted the great white hope, James Jeffries, to come and recover the title during the toughest times of discrimination in the United States. That fight was going to take place in a state in San Francisco. They wouldn't allow it because of racism. So Jack, the promoter, brought it to Nevada, and he built a stadium for that fight. Unbelievable. Jack Johnson ratified his greatness. It was a horrible situation nationwide because of racism. And then he was convicted for a felony, the Mann Act, to have a white woman. Anyway, President Trump did the pardon back in 2017. Jack Johnson's name is now completely clear. The fight of the century, Muhammad Ali against Joe Frazier, Madison Square Garden. That was the first of the trilogy. Unbelievable fight. Ali was coming from all the heat that he took for not going to Vietnam. Joe Frazier was the reigning champion. Ali never lost the titles, but he went in the ring as a challenger. Both of them undefeated. Ali is dropped in the 15th round and loses a decision. New champion, Joe Frazier. What else? No Mas. New Orleans Superdome. Roberto Duran had shaken the world. He defeated Sugar Ray Leonard in Canada. And the hero from the United States had lost. And they do the rematch. And in an unprecedented action, the Macho Man says no mas, quits in the 8th round, and takes away one of the greatest performances. Sugar Ray Leonard was doing a tremendous performance. It became such a controversy, but at the end, the reality is that it was a historic fight. One of the greatest of them all, Tommy Hearns against Marvelous Marvin Hagler. 3 rounds of action, Caesars Palace in Las Vegas, the best first round in the history of boxing, and at the end, Hagler knocked Hearns out in 3 rounds. Tremendous event, which I believe is right there on top. Of course, Mike Tyson becoming the youngest heavyweight champion in history at 20 years of age. At the Hilton in Las Vegas, he knocked out Trevor Berbick in 2 rounds, which was dramatic, and that began the Mike Tyson era, the new era of boxing. One of the greatest fights in the history of the sport, Diego Corrales, José Luis Castillo. They were doing a unification fight, toe-to-toe, 10 rounds of action. Corrales go down twice, spit the mouthpiece, creates a controversy, gets extra time to recover, and after being down twice in the 10th round, knocks out Castillo. Perhaps one of the greatest fights in the history. I have to mention and include the unbelievable Katie Taylor against Amanda Serrano in Madison Square Garden. Two women going out as unbelievable, ferocious, great fighters. A dramatic 10-round fight which marked down the interest for women and brought the new opportunities for the so many women that are out there trying to make it into boxing. Joe Louis knocking out James Smelling in a very dramatic way because he had lost, and it was during World War, and it was Germany, USA, and Joe Louis comes and puts the American pride back on top with a knockout victory. I have to mention the biggest fight of them all in history, the biggest gate, the biggest pay-per-view, the most expectation, even though the fight itself did not live to the expectations of everyone. Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao, two great legends going at each other. It was so much expectation, everything was so incredible, but has to be in the list. One that comes to me, I would package it in the trilogy. Mickey Ward, Arturo Gatti. Those three fights, you can watch them every single day and continue to get excited. The history of boxing, what happens, whether it's in Los Angeles, it's in New York, in Las Vegas, in Miami, in Texas. There's so much activity nationwide. 250-year anniversary of the country that has given boxing some of the best and most incredible. George Foreman becoming world champion at 45, knocking out Moorer. How can you believe that a heavyweight who had been champion in the era of Muhammad Ali retired and then came back and then becomes world champion again? My favorite, of course, when I was a kid, Julio Cesar Chavez losing to Meldrick Taylor, 2 seconds left before that bell rang, and he had lost the title and the undefeated status, and Richard Steele waves off the fight correctly.
If he gets up, he probably wins the fight. I can't believe it.
Unbelievable! Richard Steele stopped the fight.
The referee is not a timekeeper; he's a life keeper. So that was so dramatic. Marciano, Walcott, Dempsey, Carpentier. There's so many great happenings in the history of boxing in the United States, but the reality is that the sport unites the families. Boxing is a great sport that represents the voice of the underprivileged, represents the kid that has no other opportunities, that instead of being in the street goes to a gym and becomes a hero. Congratulations to the United States of America. We have created this beautiful 4th of July belt that is going to be showcased, and Shu Shu, our proud champion, fighting Alvarez in Cleveland, Ohio, 4th of July, with this beautiful, unbelievable commemorative belt, a special trophy to commemorate 250 years of a great country. Congratulations, celebrate with fireworks, and long live the United States.